that what everybody needs to try to do as an individual is look inward and at the people around them, the people shoulder to shoulder with you, your friends, your social circles, the obviously like kind of your political leaders and things like that. And I really think that needs to be the approach before we try pointing fingers across the aisle, before we start pointing fingers at all these other people. Okay, because obviously that the latter is what we've been doing, and obviously it's not working, and to the extent that things are obviously getting worse and escalating. Because I know if you disagree with him politically, you're foaming at the mouth right now. I need you to reset and listen to this. Is that the world you want to live in? Where people who disagree with you can then take it upon themselves to just fucking murk you in the street. Is that the world you want to live in? And if that's what you want, again, like what you're calling for is escalation, is essentially war. Just remember, war has a lot of unintended consequences. So how much are you willing to lose before you de-escalate? A brother, a sister, a mom, a dad, a child? Go ahead and make that list, because that's the world that you're advocating for. Casual Exchanges Podcast. We're doing this to try to brew up some discourse. I think there are more productive ways to go about some of the situations that we encounter on a day-to-day basis. But every once in a while, somebody's going to say something that really ends up twisting my balls. So, welcome in. Okay, so just real quick, probably not a ton of editing on this one. It's taking me way too long to do other shit. But just to address what a crazy fucking week it's been, okay? Obviously, the anniversary of 9/11, tragic event. I was very young, but I can still somewhat remember some of the stuff going on around that time. Tragic. Thousands of lives lost. It's something that will be remembered throughout all of American history. And then we also endured, a political assassination of a conservative media pundit or activist, Charlie Kirk. Which obviously, unfortunately, it's very controversial with today's political landscape. And I think whatever I want to try to address this in the most nonpartisan way that I can. Okay, because just to be clear, the only political statement I will make is that I am pretty starchly independent. Okay, I don't really align with either side. I'm almost certain I'm registered third party. Okay, so I really try to approach this from a nonpartisan point of view, okay? At this moment in time, I really, really think that what everybody needs to try to do as an individual is look inward and at the people around them. The people shoulder to shoulder with you, your friends, your social circles, obviously like kind of your political leaders and things like that. And I really think that needs to be the approach before we try pointing fingers across the aisle, before we start pointing fingers at all these other people. Okay, because obviously that the latter is what we've been doing, and obviously it's not working, and to the extent that things are obviously getting worse and escalating. Okay, again, the core message: we need to look inward. We need to quote unquote police and regulate our own movements. Okay. And if your immediate response is, well, they need to do it first, you're missing it. You're missing it. I need you to reset and engage with what I'm saying here, okay? This is the only way forward. It cannot continue to be, what they have to do, but they have to. No. You're missing it, okay? You're missing it. Stop, reset, engage with what I'm saying, okay? When we approach this thing, okay, because the obvious approach is like, well, Trump says, no. You're still missing it. What is your leadership saying? Because if they're not disavowing the political violence and, frankly, some of the disgusting celebration of the violence, I think you need to reconsider your fucking leadership. I wholeheartedly do. Who the fuck thinks that that's okay? Okay, and same thing if your first approach is like, well, the left is doing... No. You need to look at what people on your side are doing to escalate things And you need to try to tackle that first. Okay? We have to be the ones, each of us as individuals have to be the ones to bring about a new culture of leadership and self-accountability. Okay? It cannot continue to be this, well, they said this. No, you're missing the point. You're missing the point. What did you guys say that was fucked up and you guys didn't regulate? Okay? What did you guys let slide just because they're on your side of the political aisle? Okay? It has to be the case. And if not, I mean, we know it's going to happen. This is just going to become normal and mainstream, and it'll just be the 60s where, somebody new gets fucking murked, every couple years. And frankly, that should scare everybody. That should scare fucking everybody, bro. Like, on some level, looking around, I was pleasantly surprised by some of the reactions. You did have the partisan mentions real quick, but you did have people on the left-hand side of the aisle, like Cenk Ugyr, host and founder of the Young Turks Network, who, this man, and this should tell you something, okay? This man disagreed with Charlie Kirk on 98% of issues, okay? And this man came out with the announcement on the verge of tears. And even he, who disagreed with almost everything and had verbally sparred with this man across from a debate stage and had endured that kind of thing, even he came out and said, there's no place for this. We cannot fucking do this. This is disgusting. This is unacceptable. That's it. Full stop. And so I was pleasantly surprised by Cenk Ugyr. Big shout out to him, at least on this. I disagree with both of these motherfuckers on a ton, just to be clear, okay? But it did reassure me on some level, like, oh, praise God, not everybody's fucking insane. Like, reasonable minds are coming together on this, okay? Now, unfortunately, there's also been a lot of the other side, a lot of people trying to sane wash it, and a lot of people doing the opposite of what I'm asking. Okay, rather than look inward, they do the same fucking thing that's been done for a decade, and they just point the finger. Well, they didn't do this. Well, what about when they did this? Well, actually, yeah, it's their fault because, like, shut the fuck up. You sound so fucking dumb, okay? Where we are facing potentially one of the biggest fucking issues in modern fucking history, okay? Like active political violence with fucking riots in the street and people being assassinated. And we have people in leadership literally taking the position, well, they said this mean thing. Shut the fuck up. If that is your leadership, vote them the fuck out. Because that's not a fucking leader. That's the most whiny fucking coward, intellectually lazy bullshit I've ever seen in my life. And frankly, from my point of view, there's just no room for it anymore. It should be abundantly clear to people that we have to course correct. There has to be, because the only other option is escalation. And I implore all of you, reset, because I really need you to fucking engage with this. Reset. Do you want to live in a world after some sort of escalation like this, where it is the norm that people are just getting fucking murked at rallies and events, where riots are just a fucking, oh, Thursday riot, you know what I mean? TikTok, let me do a TikTok dance. If that is what you want, I guess we have fundamental disagreements on a couple of things. Because that's not a world I want to live in, man. That's not a world I want to see. I very much want us to work and try to fix the world we have before it becomes that, because that just sounds scary as fuck, dude. On a lot of different levels. As a guy, it's just a random fucking normal dude with a normal fucking family. It is us. It is the normal fucking people who will suffer. Okay? It is the normal fucking people who will, will be the ones affected more than anybody else. You know what I mean? It has to be some change, and it has to be done at an individual level and then on a cultural level. Because there's no other way. Like, it should be abundantly fucking clear. I don't know how people can still fucking cope out of their minds they're like, well, they need to fix things first. Like you just don't get it. I don't know. I don't know like what it would take. I mean I do. Eventually it will escalate to the point where people realize like, yo, there's some fucked up shit, bro. Like I just realized we had fucking, you know what I mean, 12 people murked out this fucking in the past couple months. There's been like 3 different like eventually it will get to that point where people are like, oh, yo, this is some crazy shit, bro. I don't know about this. And then people will realize like, hey, bro, maybe we should calm down. Like maybe we should rethink about this. You know what I mean? I know the inclination. Okay, and there is an inclination to try to rationalize this. Okay, there's an inclination by a lot of people, especially the disgusting fucks trying to celebrate this sort of thing. You ask them about it, and it's always the same thing. They just dehumanize the situation. They dehumanize the person. They regurgitate a bunch of fucking words that somebody said on TikTok. Okay, and they take a selectively moral stance. Is that the world we want to live in? Where like, oh, okay, well, you know, the only people that I really give a shit if they live or die are the people I like. And if I don't like you, meh. Is truly reset. Because I know if you disagree with him politically, you're foaming at the mouth right now. I need you to reset and listen to this. Is that the world you want to live in? Where people who disagree with you can then take it upon themselves to just fucking murk you in the street. Is that the world you want to live in? Because if not, it has to change. It has to change. And that's only going to be done looking inward, each and every fucking person. And especially if you have people next to you in your circle, in your leadership, trying to celebrate this sort of thing, trying to celebrate fucking violence, I think you need to do some heavy fucking evaluation, man. I think, again, how long is it? Again, at the end of the day, like, yeah, you disagreed with him on things. Yeah, that sucks. Okay, yeah, you guys weren't fucking besties. You know what I mean? And again, before you start coping out of your fucking mind, okay, trying to dehumanize him, trying to rationalize this situation, fundamental question. Do you want to live in a world where people who disagree with you, who think that you're hateful, can murk you and your family in the fucking streets? Yes or no? It's that fucking simple. It really fucking is. And obviously there are going to be some people who just cannot engage with this. They have to cope out of their fucking minds. But what about this? And he said all these mean things and I didn't like him and blah, 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 blah. And like, I hope somebody else can reach you. I truly do. It might not be me. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just some fucking rando. I truly hope somebody can reach you because there's no place for that. People celebrating this sort of shit, frankly, you should be socially ostracized, man. You clearly don't want to engage and live in a civil fucking society, man. Like, you legit think it is okay to hurt people over words. That is not okay. We got rid of that. You know when we were doing that shit? The fucking dark ages, bro. You know what I mean? Like, it's just fucking, it's absurd, man. I truly hope to get back on a more productive message. I hope with all my fucking heart, bro. I hope we can get back to a place of sanity, of reason, of healthy fucking disagreement and complex conversations that aren't just about like, ban this is hateful, blah, 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 I hate this guy, but because he said mean things that are hateful. Like, this fucking max cope culture, I really hope we can get out of it. I really hope that we can come together around this. And if not, then it's just gonna be, you know, a much worse place. You know, I don't know if there's much disagreement. And if that's what you want, again, like what you're calling for is escalation, is essentially war. Just remember, war has a lot of unintended consequences. So how much are you willing to lose before you de-escalate? A brother, a sister, a mom, a dad, a child? Go ahead and make that list, because that's the world that you're advocating for. To everybody else, peace and love, bro. Rock and roll. God help us. God save us. Wish me fucking luck.